Screams from the old plantation non-stop. Fight, fight, bill, fight, fight, bill. Screams from the old plantation non-stop. Fight, fight, bill, fight, fight, bill. Screams from the old plantation non-stop. Fight, fight, bill, fight, fight, bill.
Kilikiti, Samoan cricket, is gearing up for a huge summer. After the success of last January's Supercific tournament at Waitakere Stadium, more and more teams are trying to break into the sport's big league. The Pacifica Games at Moya Park in Massey earlier this month gave the serious contenders the chance to qualify for Supercific 2001. Kilikiti shared the top billing and the main playing fields with seven-a-side rugby. The women were in action as well. And way over on the far fields, touch football also had a loyal following. The joint venture was put together by Sport Waitakere's Tu Nu'u Aliatia.
At the end of the day, this really is a celebration of Pacific Island culture, and it's definitely by way of sport. We tend to celebrate a lot by dancing and singing and showing our crafts, but today I wanted to celebrate the fact that we have got a lot to celebrate in sport. And as you know, New Zealand has given us a lot of Pacific Island sports people, and today we want to show that there's a lot more than just the elite ones.
All of the extensive Moya Park complex was pressed into service, with 3 Kilikiti competitions running. The women's was the most cutthroat, with 5 sides chasing 2 qualifying spots for next month's rich Supercific event at Waitakere Stadium. And behind the megaphone was National Kilikiti President Jacob Eureka.
It's a diverse atmosphere. You know, you've got touch, you've got seven-a-sides, and those are the major games, I guess, you know, for our people. But
you're nudging in there.
Oh, we're definitely number 2 now, I think. Yeah, number 2 behind rugby. Yep.
That's a big call.
I think, well, you know, David Tua plays Kilikiti, so it's got to be up there.
And guess who'd sneaked off to the sevens? National Kilikiti captain Favesi Talia. What's going on?
Well, I like watching sevens, nothing wrong with that.
Good side, Manu Samoa. Great to see them out here today. It's a real, you got everything here today.
Yeah. I didn't know about the sevens. I didn't know it was Pacifica sevens, but yeah, it's good crowd.
Can't blame Favesi for checking out the rugby, as Manu Samoa was making the most of a break in its international calendar to put in an appearance. Little surprise, really, as coach Filipo Saena is a West Aucklander.
It's more like a trial for some of the players for the World Cup, so this is their best opportunity to put up their hand.
Tell us about this day, though. What a great atmosphere out here in the West, isn't it?
That's right, yeah, it's a lovely day, and I think the Tuanualitia picked the right day for this tournament.
The Samoans were a class act, their international experience showing as they disposed of New Zealand Tonga. Although they had fresh injury problems, whoever said sevens was soft. Manu Samoa also outclassed Croatia, a regular rival from the world circuit. Kilikiti. You ever played Kilikiti?
Oh yes, I used to play Kilikiti before when I was in Samoa.
Any good at it?
Oh yes.
Give yourself a rap.
I can show you later.
Late proved the operative word, as with such a busy schedule, the sevens did just that, and the unbeaten Samoans had to leave to catch a flight before the final. So their first scalp, New Zealand Tonga, ended up taking the honours. Now in Kilikiti, you stay to the end, although the Niuean Cavaliers probably wished Favesi Talia had stayed at the sevens, rather than return to cricket mode with his champion Tamaole Matamatangi Stormers side. They were the outfit to beat in the 6-team Men's Open tournament, as the Cavaliers quickly discovered. With up to 25 matches to get through on 3 pitches, the length of innings was cut from the usual 30 minutes to a maximum of 25. But that just meant the defending Supercific champions would up their run rate.
And it's a wicket, run out.
It's a real family affair, and Favesi's father, player coach Sola Maya Talia, reminded his boys to still swing the bat as well. 110 runs off 79 balls was always going to be hard for the Niuean Cavaliers to overhaul. especially the way Favesi's left armers were ripping through them.
That's a wicket. That's great bowling here.
In Kilikiti, you only need 2 bowlers. Good bowlers, that is. And Favesi, who's very hard to get away, had great support from a newcomer to the Stormers, George Laban, who's been in the national indoor volleyball squad for the past 3 years.
Great bowling. That's
Any of your skills you use in volleyball useful for this game or vice versa?
It's actually like bowling, especially bowling, because like it gives me a lot of power when I play volleyball, especially spiking. So I guess that's why I love playing cricket and also batting. So.
Now, they've already named the K-Blacks side. Do you wish you'd known about that and maybe been available for that earlier on? Because, I mean, it'd be great to represent your country in 2 sports, I guess.
Yeah, actually because I was too much concentrating on my volleyball, so actually I didn't have time to think about this.
That's the wicket, number 7.
So I wish I was in it, but at the moment I don't think I get a chance because other people are already in it. So
More money in Kilikiti than volleyball.
I know that, but beach volleyball's got more money.
The Cavaliers soon found themselves in even deeper trouble. They just couldn't get going. With another of the Talias, Sione, very slick behind the stumps. 8 for 8. And when Sione snared another, the runs just dried up completely. At last, some big hitting. And taking the catch way over on the other pitch was a former Stormers star, Soti Leilua. So the 6 stood. But the Niueans could only manage 26 runs and acknowledged they had a long way to go to match the Stormers. I thought it was a Samoan sport.
Oh, no, the Niueans is the Niuean cricket sports too, Kilikiti. But you can see the Samoans, Stormers, do good for the day.
Are you guys going to get better?
Yeah, we look forward for next year. We put the team next year, and we're going to come back and prove ourselves.
Already proven as Stormers player Tautai Toliafoa, his sensational catch which ended last January's Supercific final is still being talked about.
That time, the only thing I want to catch a ball. That's why, I just jump on the fence and trying to catch that ball because I want the team to be in a good inning of the game, and it's going to make us happy, and we need a win.
Although Tautai wasn't moving quite so freely at the Pacifica Games.
Last week, we had a training for the New Zealand Cape Black training, and we were playing against the other team and got hit on my...
For the total of 5 runs.
Nether region.
Yeah, that's why.
Fortunately, he was able to take it easy as his side stormed into the open final against PIC Eden's Ark. George Laban was quick to show he wasn't just a bowler, while Favesi Talia just went about skittling the opposition as usual. And when the underdogs did get bat on ball, the fielding was lethal. Despite being on top of Eden's Ark, the Stormers were chasing everything. Runs required desperately. Remember, the Niuean Cavaliers could only manage 26 earlier in the day. This game's all about clearing the boundary, 6s. Quick singles can put just too much pressure on the lava. That's suicidal. Still, you've got to smile. But with Favesi at his miserly best, Eden's Ark probably did well to amass 78 runs. After missing the first ball, you'd think the Stormers had a buster catch. Pateru Pati and Ray Talia turned on an incredible display of power hitting.
Another boundary 6.
The cameramen were at risk. I'd shift that car too, or yourself. The 50 came up off just 13 deliveries.
Boundary 6.
Why bother running for the single? Don't fancy your chances of getting a bat. It was a case of what Pateru could do, Ray could admire, and then match.
Take your time.
Did you see how quickly the umpire got that flag up?
Boundary 6.
The murderous assault saw the target reached in just 10 minutes. Surely one of the best opening stands this game's ever seen. And a victory worth $1,000 for team funds. You didn't waste any time, guys.
Yeah, well, it's been a long day, and just before we went to bed, they said, try and make it quick because a bit tired. But at the same time, we didn't underestimate the bowling attack of PIC.
On that showing, how on earth could anyone foot it with the Stormers when they defend their Supercific title next month?
got some young blood in our team, and that's always good.
And nice to upstage your brother for a change.
Yeah, nice to get an opportunity, because I don't get much with my brothers always taking the limelight sort of thing.
Quite happy to share the limelight was comedian Oscar Kitely.
Oh, it's fantastic, and the best thing is that it's out in the satellite suburbs. Lake Massey was in Henderson last week, and that's really good that these events are going out to the people more, as opposed to asking everybody to come into some big sports venue in town.
So you got your own identity out here in the West, haven't you?
Well, you know, I was born in Western Samoa, so that's kind of West, and I grew up in Te Atatu, so you know, these are my people. Look at the way they flock to me.
So you're the big draw card here today, not the Kilikiti, not the Sevens. It's Oscar's the big pulling thing.
Oh, we don't want to say too much about that, but yes, I'm just waiting for the rush now.
We had to rush off and leave Oscar too, as the men's qualifying matches had reached an interesting stage. 4 teams were vying for the 3 qualifying spots in the Supercific tournament, and the aptly named Hurricanes had driven all the way up from Wellington to take on the locals. It wasn't just the heat the visitors had to combat in their match against FCAS.
The rules, there's a part is hard for Wellington team to try to understand
Auckland rules.
Auckland rules, but the cricket, we like it, but it's half and half, Palangi side and Samoa side. That's why we join it, because we like to play cricket.
The Hurricanes certainly weren't getting any favours from FCAS, which was making the most of the short boundaries. Some slick fielding seemed set to slow the momentum. But that prompted some huge hitting. Though with 20 fielders, the chances of getting caught were high, even by your own teammates. That looked like a defensive stroke. Now that's more like it. In the end, the captain brought himself on to bowl, but the damage had already been done, as FCAS raced to 166 runs off 83 balls in its 25 minutes, losing 15 wickets in the process. And waiting for his chance to get amongst the Hurricanes was Soti Leilua, who had previously opened the bowling for the Stormers side.
Our church team has sort of tried to vie for a position in the Supercific competition, so since I'm church first before the Stormers, I thought I'd play there. And sort of the coach or the captain of our team already knows, so that's all good.
They didn't waste any time getting a replacement for you in the Stormers, did they?
Yeah, those good guys, yeah. That's a bit sad, but that's okay, it's all good. There's heaps of talent out there, yep.
What happens if it comes to the crunch? Both teams make the Supercific. Who do you play for in January?
Oh, it's definitely my church, yeah. Because there's a lot of talent growing up in our church, and I like to support them and show that you can just stay with your roots and do well, instead of going to some all-star team like the Stormers.
The Hurricanes knew they were up against it, having to score 2 runs a ball.
Don't waste the ball, don't stay around to enough, you know. You have to move around, you have to think it's something to beat that team.
The first delivery set the tone, as the Hurricanes lived up to their name, slamming Soti Leilua all over Moir Park. He was supposed to be one of Auckland's best bowlers, but the Wellington outfit wasn't showing him any respect at all. Mata Awhatel Tunu packed a wicked wallop. That one's headed to the women's field. But Soti stuck at it and was rewarded. But still, 67 runs off 23 balls was a great start. If the Hurricanes won this match, they would qualify. But the same applied to FCAS. Game on. The unpredictable pitch was making life difficult. When the Hurricanes did connect, the ball went an awful long way. Notice there are 3 Hurricanes out there. The captain is allowed on the field, and Kofa Sefo made certain the umpires knew he was there. And finally, he had his turn at the crease. And talk about take the attack to the home side, that's a monstrous 6. But when he tried it once too often, he was gone, and so were the Hurricanes. They now had a very anxious wait to see if they would still claim the 3rd and final qualifying berth. It all hinged on whether Laulau Alfarani could upset the defending Pacifica champions Amarama. And where did that name come from?
It's actually synonymous for a little rock crab back that you find in the village of Lefanga, and it symbolises a team spirit. You know, we're very solid to the ground, close-knit, and, you know, as it crawls along, which symbolises being humble, we don't like to speak up about who Amama is. We let our performance speak for itself.
Pressure was something Winston Timaloa, a former Stormers player, was determined wouldn't get to his Amarama side, as it tried to keep Laulau Alfarani winless. This team had really pushed the national team, the Cape Blacks, close recently, and had been expected to cruise through qualifying. but they were well short of their best, and wickets tumbled quickly. They only accumulated 78 runs in their 25 minutes, and defending that was going to be tough, especially against strokes like this that were probably worth 12. Amarama did lose a few wickets, but the sixes kept coming. Plus a few near collisions as the Stormers kept an eye on the future competition. The match also provided one of the catches of the day, as spectators watching a women's match were sent flying. The six stood, but the batter had to go. Still, Amarama cruised to victory to remain unbeaten and emerge as the top qualifier for Supercific.
We've been together for about 4 or 5 years now. We've won some major tournaments. You want
to add Supercific to your list?
Yeah, we want to try and add Supercific to our list.
While only one of the men's sides missed out, just 2 of the 5 women's teams would advance through the round-robin format, and that tight competition ensured there would be upsets. And Samoa, fresh from its triumph at the big two-wheeler tournament in Samoa, was expected to dominate. Instead, it was pinned down by the MYF team. Samoa was bowled out cheaply and failed to make the cut, leaving MYF to celebrate. But they couldn't get too carried away, as it wasn't long before they were in action again, and the opposition, Polynesian Airlines, promised to be much tougher than what was a top-of-the-table clash. While wickets tumbled, Polynesian Airlines didn't panic and reached the target to guarantee a qualifying spot. You look a fairly young team.
Yeah, they're really young. They're all the school, students. There's about 4 of us, about 40 or between 30 and 40, but most of them are all the school students.
So for MYF, it all came down to its clash with the FCAS women's team, and MYF came out swinging. It wasn't just the men clearing the boundaries, it's a great strike. The umpires like to get right in the thick of it. He survived, but slick fielding meant the batter didn't. Forget the singles, go for glory. Just when MYF seemed to be getting on top, FCAS hit back again. What a game. What a pity both sides couldn't qualify for the Supercific. And this effort had to be a contender for catch of the day. There was even some head-high bowling. Don't see that from the men. MYF making 66 runs off 73 balls. And the way they set about defending that total, the target suddenly started to look pretty steep. She's shaping as though she's going to bowl underarm. Now that's more like it. What a lifter. You have to play shots in Kilikiti. FCAS needed some runs. That could be the turning point. Well, it wouldn't be cricket without a dog. Now, if you bowl full tosses, expect the treatment in this game. To the rescue came the youngsters, Jessica Stevenson and Louise Itamua. Just as the game seemed to be slipping away from FCAS, and they hardly batted like tail enders. They reached the target to clinch a qualifying spot.
I'm usually near the beginning, but they put me near the end, and I thought, like I'm going to do anything, but yeah, it was just all God. He just gave me the strength to get out there and just to hit those sixes, and I just praise God for that.
Pretty cunning move putting you down the order then, wasn't it?
Oh, no, it's cool. It's just God's order that he gives our coach, and I praise him, and I thank him for, putting us in that order.
So FCAS joining Polynesian Airlines and next month's Supercific. The leading players just can't get enough of Kilikiti, and history was made in October when the national side, the K-Blacks, made their international debut. The 26-man squad travelled to Sturgis Park, Otahuhu, to take on the Rock of Niue.
The main thing is here, till we get together. We'll talk about the final score later on. But the main thing here, may I ask you, enjoy your game and be brothers today.
And we all know what brotherly rivalry can be like, especially when you're wearing your national colours for the first time.
He's the line.
The K-Blacks, selected after last year's Supercific tournament in Auckland, have been holding regular training camps to improve fitness levels.
I think most of these guys, when they first started training, they weren't used to it. Been with them for a couple of months. I won't say they're 100%, but they're getting there. But I'm sure by the World Cup they'll be 110.
Time to test those skills.
6 runs.
The Niueans weren't overawed. And when Vice-Captain Famoana Collins was run out, the K-Blacks were 8 for 3.
Well fielded.
Tautai Toliafoa showed he wasn't just a specialist fielder.
And it's over the boundary for 6 runs.
And Tubbs was versatile as well. The huge hits just kept on coming, despite leading batsman and captain Favesi Talia restricting himself to an observing role in the middle. 130 runs off 91 balls in the allotted half an hour was a big ask for Niue to overhaul on a difficult pitch, especially the way Favesi and Fatulao were bowling.
Come on, Niue, hit the ball.
What a wicked ground grubber. The K-Blacks are an all Auckland-based side, except for Supercific, all the way from Wellington.
I was surprised when I saw the uniform this morning. It's black. Oh, well, it's the first time we wear the black and white. Yeah, it's special for me.
I think the Rock need more than oranges, although the K-Blacks didn't always get it right. It wasn't just the stumps flying. Forget the ball. Where's the bat gone? Niue falling well short in the first test, but hoping to catch on quickly.
First time we've played together, you know, so a bit of a learning curve for us. So, yeah, pretty hard.
After accounting for Niue, the K-Blacks hit the road to tackle the Tokelau Islands in a groundbreaking game in the capital. It was the first ever day-night Kilikiti match, and the Hut Recreation Ground proved an ideal setting. Saturn Television gave it the full treatment. Supercific was determined to turn it on in front of his home crowd.
And it's in the grandstand. It's a good one from Sefo.
But the Tokelau's had a brilliant all-rounder in their ranks. The captain, New Zealand indoor cricket star, Nico Perez.
Nice show of athleticism from Nico Perez.
Romney Tui, the youngest member of the K-Blacks, and Apello Owane launched the counter-attack. And it takes a real crack to clear the Hut Rec boundaries.
Big shot from what an outstanding piece of fielding.
Thanks to their efforts, the K-Blacks made 135 of 79 balls in their half an hour. It would have been a lot more, but for Perez's skills.
And a big shot, this should be out. Nico Perez has got it, yes!
But notice the K-Blacks kept back their best player, the captain, Favesi Talia. Although he claimed a wicket with his first ball, and that signalled Perez to pummel the bowling with some incredible power hitting.
Basically, there's another group. Oh, there's another 6 there.
Favesi and co weren't used to this. Perez was a one-man demolition unit. Tala Favour also unleashed the big shots. At last, the partnership was broken. But Perez kept the sixes coming. And Tokelau raced to 64 runs off just 26 balls. But Romney Tui finally removed the captain, and that prompted a collapse and some real panic. Tokelau ran out of deliveries, managing only 104 runs off its allotted 79 balls, falling 31 short. The lights went on, but there was nothing close about the second match, as Pateru Pati and Famoana Collins destroyed the opening bowlers. Even Nico Perez couldn't halt the onslaught, as the K-Blacks, seeded 5th for next month's World Cup, put the third-ranked Tokelauans to the sword. Favesi Talia came in up the order this time and made sure he wouldn't be upstaged by his counterpart. When he went, his brother Mark kept the runs coming as the K-Blacks roared to 159 runs off just 71 balls for only 6 wickets. The Tokelau Hurricanes were immediately pinned down by Sotile Lua and Fatulao. And if you lose your bat in Kilikiti, it costs you your wicket as well. Talk about putting their bodies on the line. Even Nico Perez was losing it, as a slick K-Blacks fielding effort saw them crush the hosts by 106 runs.
Had to give a chance for all our Tokelau junior players, see if we can get some talent out there, give them a bit of confidence and sort of build up slowly for January for the World Cup.
The winning captain was gracious.
The win could have gone their way, you know. We only got our runs late in our innings, and we were lucky to do so.
They'll be looking for similar crowd support at next month's National Supercific Champs and the inaugural World Cup in Auckland.
Backfield, want me rugged, dance hall echoes. Boom, boom. ba boom boom. Midnight reflects, rays da da dee da da ooh. Strings from the old plantation non-stop.
Finals day at Waitakere Stadium in West Auckland, the culmination of 8 days play. 10 men's teams and 6 women's started out on December the 27th, and today we're down to 4. The Express Track Supercific Kilikiti tournament is in its 3rd year. Samoan cricket bigger and better than before, and with significant changes. Note the 25-yard concrete pitch Supercific organisers have put down. That's 3 yards longer than the standard wicket, complete with concrete run-ups. When the rubber ball sits up, it can be hammered an awful long way, especially with a 3-sided bat. But there's still the odd shooter as well. With a total prize pool of $85,000, this is no hit and giggle brand of cricket. And among its converts is Wellington cricket umpire Ricky Jeffrey.
Very fast, very friendly. Send-offs in a nice manner. Not in a bitter way as in Palangi cricket.
The presence of the sole Palangi, or European, was welcomed by officials.
I'm very happy to work with Ricky, the Palangi umpires, so get more experience with us.
This time last year, New Zealand cricket officials came to the Supercific tournament, and there was talk of Kilikiti coming under their banner, especially with the inaugural World Cup coming up. But that hasn't eventuated.
They did promise us a lot. They promised that if we wanted a World Cup, they're going to help us. And basically, they didn't come to the party. They came back and said that they had no funds to help us, so we just had to go ahead and do it our own way.
To the action, and the first major men's semi-final was a replay of last year's final, with Asal Fear Happy Days looking to repeat its round-robin upset of the defending champions, the Tama Ole Matamatangi Stormers. The winner advancing directly to the final. Both sides have 5 national representatives, or K-Blacks, and Vice-Captain Fa'amoana Collins and Apello Owane form a dashing opening partnership. Though Collins wouldn't want the concrete getting too hot. The Stormers have some new blood this year, and one of them, Bruce Tuwala, was playing hardball. His next delivery was more in keeping with Kilikiti. Tuwala and volleyball star George Laban were a lethal combo in the field, although there was little time for Laban to celebrate as he was bowling the next ball. Remember, in this game, it's one delivery at a time from each end. After the whirlwind start, Happy Days was restricted to 144 runs off 85 balls in its 30 minutes allotted batting time, losing 14 of its 20 batters along the way. But that looked a healthy total when one of the 4 Talea brothers, Raymond, went first ball.
Wicket number 1.
But for Avesi Talea, last year's MVP was quickly into stride. However, hitting 2 straight cost him his wicket. Tuwala's obviously played traditional cricket, and some things never change, like players not calling.